Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam, and yes, we are talking about Jedi Master Mace Windu with his little dangly bits hanging from his arms. We've been affectionately calling him BAMF, standing for BA Mother Effer, because, you know, that's what he is. We're going to jump right in. This is actually super simple strats to get through everything. I got you guys the minimum mods, minimum Zetas, and we're going to talk you through every single step. It's not going to be a hard event to get through. It was a little annoying at first getting through it, but, like, honestly, I feel like this is kind of Starkiller level. It's not really like the Gungans level, or nowhere near like Grand Inquisitor or Afra or anything like that. So it's really not going to be too bad for you guys. So you can also tell as we go through this, it's definitely a mix between the Bad Batch stuff that got scrapped last era and the stuff for this current era. They're definitely being rushed by something. Don't know if it's Disney, don't know if it's just their higher ups, but they're definitely scrambling to get everything done. Overall, still enjoyed the event, so let's jump right in with the first tier. You're going to be using CX2 and Scorch. Now, you can throw some heavy speed on them if you want to. Minimum speed is going to be the 270s, so anything from 271 and up is minimum speed, and CX2 you're going to want to mod for just damage, essentially. I did this with speed damage as well, like, you know, speed health with crit damage triangle and offense cross, but regardless, just make sure you get him as much damage as you can. You do not need this one right here. You do not need this Zeta at all. It is only this Zeta that you need, the one that gives Order 66 and all that shenanigans. And then for Scorch, the Zeta that you need is his one Zeta. You could probably get through it if you did some better modding without the Zeta, but the Zeta, A, is just super helpful in general, and B, gives you a good damage out the gate that will actually help a lot. The dots actually do seem to help a lot in this event. Overall, with the modding with this guy, once again, over 271, as well as just, he's beefy, you know, health, protection, you know, it's just beefiness. Speed arrow. If you have 6-dot mods, great. If you don't, most of this should work without 6-dot mods, but 6-dot mods, especially on Scorch, are going to help him survive. So we jump in, they do give you a TK Stormtrooper to use, and so, it's a little weird because you don't immediately hit Bulwark, because they just dispel it if you do that. You're actually trying to land some dots and get some early damage in. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. And, you know, it's going to be hilarious when this is like the one time this doesn't work, because this has worked 3 times in a row. You're going to use your first special on CX2 onto Batcher, because he deals some insane damage. So you're basically going to control Batcher and take down Batcher first. And then you're going to, you know, go for Hunter next, and then Crosshair, and then finally Omega, and then Wrecker. So their overall mechanics are the same thing as, you know, in game. As you hit 0 health on them, they're going to be captive, or whatever it's called, and if they get enough of their target practice within 10 turns, they'll come back to life. If not, then they just die off. And so with this strat, they really haven't come back at all. So with this TK unit, you get a buff dispel, which is super nice, and then the basic gives critical avoidance to target ally, dispels their debuffs, or cleanses their debuffs, and then the weakest ally gains 20% health and protection. The basic's actually kind of the key here. We're actually going to avoid using the special, except for when we need to get rid of buffs, essentially. And so we're going to hit the basic, and we're going to give this critical avoidance up to, or the critical hit immunity over to Scorch. And so Scorch will be tanking hits for us. We are going to have to waste a hit on this wonderful beast just because they have foresight. That's fine, you're going to do it. Occasionally they will focus down CX2. If they hard focus CX2, you may have to restart, but honestly, I've done this one 3 times in a row, so here's to hoping this is the best strat, but because it's the best strat I found. Now that they have all their buffs, we are hitting that AoE. All their buffs are now gone. Batcher, leave him alone. He doesn't like you. We just keep going after Batcher, essentially. We're just going to keep spamming our specials, essentially, with Scorch. No real need to do anything else besides spam specials. Past that critical avoid or critical hit immunity, back over to Scorch. I'm gonna hit basic and hope that's enough to finish him off. Perfect, he's finished off. So now we're gonna push in on Hunter. Hunter has the damage here. If he gets his specific ability, he basically just absolutely destroys everyone. So we're gonna avoid that. There is some buffs out in the field. I'm gonna save it. We'll just get crit avoidance. And that's why we save it. We're gonna go ahead and hit this ability on Hunter just to reduce his damage. Let's go ahead and just hit Bulwark. And the TK unit will take a turn. Let's get rid of all those buffs. Luckily, it goes through Foresight for some reason. I don't know why, but hey, we'll take it. Okay, now Hunter is down. Now we gotta hurry and get through Crosshair as fast as we can because Crosshair is getting low on his stacks. And if he hits 0 stacks, then he's gonna start dealing crazy damage and he'll just one-tap your whole team. As you can see here, we got Batcher out now, and you just kind of keep going from here. We'll hit the special. Just to reduce his damage. At this point, he's one tap. I'm honestly just going to use this AoE to finish him off. And at this point, we're now going in on Omega and trying to kill off Omega. Shouldn't be too hard. AoE, kill her. So close. So close to killing her. Go ahead and drop the crit hit immunity. Okay, she's gone. I don't think she was actually supposed to die there. That was kind of interesting. A little bit of a glitch, but hey, it's a glitch. Okay, and then we are going to just kind of keep going. He already has critical hit immunity, so I'll just put it on him. Sure, spam specials. And so this has worked now 4 times in a row. I haven't had any problems following this exact strategy. So, you know, you save your AoE, you use the critical hit immunity on Scorch, and you take out first Batcher, then Hunter, then Crosshair, then Omega, and then finally Wrecker at the very end. And there you go. First tier's done. You should be able to do it first try with those mods, those Zetas. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. This next tier is Depa Billaba. You're not going to need any of her Zetas. You just don't. You don't really need good mods either. This is 247 speed here. If you want to give her a ton of extra speed, great. It's going to help you win. This does get a little scary with my current modding, but I wanted to show that you can do it with this crap of modding. Just give her offense mods, give her a crit damage triangle, offense cross, and honestly, if you just gave her some 6-dot offense triangle and a 6-dot or 6-dot critical damage triangle and a 6-dot offense triangle, you're gonna be bean chilling. You're gonna have no problem. So this tier is essentially you're just surviving for as long as you can. Each time you take a turn, you'll remove a stack of this. This is letting Kanan get away during Order 66. Every time you kill a clone, you'll have a surge of these stacks go down. And so essentially, you're just going to avoid this middle ability the entire time because it inflicts healing immunity. Who cares? Gains health steal up for 2 turns. Once again, who cares? If Jedi Master Mace is in the leader slot, he's not. It deals 50% more damage. Call Jedi Master Windu to assist twice. It literally doesn't do anything. And so you're just going to spam the last ability and the basic ability and just kind of go like that. And so you'll every time you take a turn, you're basically focusing on whoever is the lowest health. You'll use your basic on, and it just kind of goes from there. You kill someone, oh, my stacks went down. And, you know, you're just going to counter attack people into oblivion. There's a couple times where it does get scary when they start to layer on multiple exposes onto you. But your health regen is pretty good in this tier, and your protection regen is pretty good in this tier, that you really don't have too many problems. So if you want to god mod it just to make sure, you certainly can. But like, as you can see here, I'm not really having many problems. Weakest person, basic on them. And so like when I was doing this with god mods, it was just essentially like one tapping all of them, and I was like, oh, this is nice. I like this. But like, you know, not too hard. Go ahead and kill that guy. Hit everyone. Weakest is that one. Hit the weakest. See, we're already down to 9 stacks. These are garbage mods. You know, Ooh, are we gonna lose this one, actually? Yeah, we lost it. Okay. There you go. Yeah, it's the first time I've lost on this tier, but yeah, it's honestly not hard. It's literally you just kind of spam those specials and you just kill people off. So if you want to give a couple 6-dot mods, you're literally going to have 0 problems. If you want to give a little extra speed, you're going to have 0 problems. This tier is literally just kind of like a, I don't know. What's frustrating is, like, I can't even say I want an auto button for this event for some of these, because it's specifically, it's like you avoid this ability is like half of the strat of these events is like you have to avoid this ability and make sure you use it only in certain cases. And so you can't even say like, oh, I want to just you know, have an auto button, because there is some strategy to it, but the strategy is just so simple that I don't know, it kind of hurts my soul, for sure. You go for him and see if we can't get like a triple kill off of our AoE or something, just for fun. Oh, fine. Kill off the guy that I wanted to kill with the AoE. Yeah, go out. Kill off him. Kill off him. Or not. I didn't want the kill. What are you talking about? And there we go. Woo! But yeah, honestly, you can use garbage mods like I did. You know, I'm using 70 additional speed. Literally, you could just drop more mods on her and guarantee you the win. But as you said, or as you saw, it's not hard. It's really not. So this next one is a little bit scary, and I found that the overall best threshold is 270 speed or higher. So you're shooting for the 270s for this character, so that is a good amount of speed for Temple Guard. I do highly suggest the Zeta for this one, otherwise you're going to struggle for Shizzle. So I would suggest the Zeta. But as for mods, just give him protection, and then get him over that 270 speed threshold. The protection definitely helps. And this one is a little wonky. It's not hard, but it's a little wonky. So essentially what you're going to be doing is you're trying to get stacks on him, and how he gets stacks is he uses special abilities. He's permanently ability blocked unless you use your first special. So if I use my first special on him, you can see here that it opens up his abilities and he's able to use one of his specials. Now he has 1 stack of, what is this called? Kanan's Will. If I get 10 stacks of Kanan's Will, we win. Whenever he uses a special ability, it resets my cooldowns, and so I can double hit him with that ability, and then he'll hopefully, if he's intelligent, which sometimes he's not, he'll use his second ability and we'll get 2 stacks in a row, which is super nice. And then the problem is his first special deals a crazy amount of damage, especially if it critically hits, and so you have to balance your health bar with when he uses them. So you'll avoid the first ability, the first special, until you have at least 3/4 or higher of protection. And so overall, this is going to be a battle of kind of just sitting here and hitting the last ability to be able to get yourself the taunt, so that way you get the multi-hits with your basic, and then you kind of just sit here and you regen protection and health, and while you kind of just sit here and get wailed on. And then eventually, once your health is in a good enough spot, I forgot to hit taunt right there, whoops, we'll hit it right now. Once your health is in a good enough spot, then you can hit that first special and let him wail on you with a big hit again. So I'm gonna, oh, that dodge, that could have been some good protection back. Okay, we're gonna hit this. We have crit avoidance up. We're gonna go ahead and let him use his abilities. So Perfect. Now we're going to let him go ahead and use his abilities again since he has that second ability. We'll hit the taunt so we can start building up our health once again. And so obviously with our health where it is, it's going to take us a bit longer to build up our health and protection, back up to 3/4 protection. But that is our goal, so you just kind of keep spamming special and basic. I 100% agree. Ali, we're recording this live and mentioned that really likes this arena. I hope they continue to add the arenas that they give in these events to GAC and stuff, because I really do like this arena for sure. I think a lot of the arenas are like really gorgeous. Like my favorite by far is the crate one from episode 8. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Go ahead and hit him again. Let him take another turn where he can, you know, wail on us, or rather use his special. And there we go. We're up to 6 stacks now. And so now we're back to just healing up. And then once we heal up, we go once again, just let him use his abilities. And if you have any questions about this, just throw them in the comment section. I always love to help you guys out. You know, that's why I make these guides. So. Well, looks like we're almost ready to go in for another little taste of his lightsaber across our face. Let's go ahead and hit this again. And I think we're good enough that we can hit this and call it good. And if you can get it to line up where he has low turn meter, it means that you can get that taunt in as well, which will give the critical avoidance up and lessen your RNG on whether or not he hits you hard, essentially. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. If you want to take more time in this tier, you can certainly try to line that up. I am of the opinion, yeah, right there, he was dumb and didn't use his special when he could, which is annoying because now we have to do another set of it. He'll do that occasionally. It drives me nuts. But I don't want to spend any more time in this event than I have to, and especially with it being a timed event, we want to get it done as fast as we can. So if you want to take the time, certainly you can, 100%. I'm a little bummed that we didn't get because this is the final tier with the marquee characters that we got, and so like I'm kind of bummed. I agree with Starton over in chat. We don't have any like Apo Order 66 tier, which is really sad, or just an Order 66 tier in general. Okay, good. He used his ability. We can now. All we need to do is get enough health and we can have him attack us one more time. We do have to survive that attack though, so you do need to be careful. So let's build up one last time since he was dumb and decided to use his basic instead of his special that one time. Yeah, as I said at the beginning of this video, I feel like it's very clear that this is like a mix between the scrapped Bad Batch content and a little bit of new content, and like they're hurrying to finish the raid, and like that's what we're looking at. Okay, that's the game. Boom, tier 3 done. Tier 4 super easy. It's like the Star Killer tier for the event where you just get the character and you get to utilize them. It's the scene from Clone Wars Season 7, where he fights the droids in the warehouse, except they use a Bad Batch map instead of building a new map for this, because once again we're utilizing Bad Batch assets that are left over from scrap projects. Overall, basically whenever you kill a droid, you're going to reset your cooldowns, and so I usually just hit AoE, and then at this point, you know, just focus down a droid, any droid that's either low health B2. I'm going to try out this one because we didn't try this last time. I think it'll be a good choice. We're going to try and take down this this B1 right here. That'll reset our cooldowns. And now we hit an AoE. We'll hit this guy, kill him. That'll reset our cooldowns again. Hit our AoE, reset our cooldowns again. Hit our AoE, reset cooldowns again. Hit our AoE, reset cooldowns again. Hit our AoE. This time we don't get to reset our cooldowns. And reset our cooldowns again. Hit our AoE just for fun. Woo. And that's it. So overall, last tier's not bad. All the other tiers, you know, obviously a little rough, but you can mitigate the RNG very easily with just going over the mod thresholds we talk about in this video. And once again, with the Depa tier, honestly, garbage mods from Depa, but you can throw on good mods if you want to. I did it first try when I was going through the event. This one, just keep in mind the kill order and have those Zetas and use the abilities as I talked about. You'll be smooth sailing. This one, it's literally, it's kind of like the, I don't know, the Kylo Ren, Rey, rock, paper, scissors fight, where it's just kind of, it's time consuming and a pattern, and that's basically it. And so it's kind of mind numbing, but otherwise fairly easy overall if you just pay attention to your health and protection and don't use that first special till you're ready. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this helps you guys, whether it's now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 10 years from now when Swigo 2 comes out and it's a full, it's just all Swigo 1, but you know, they just throw all the characters in and it costs $2,000 to purchase. You know, if that's you, please throw in the comments section and I'll cry a bit seeing someone being like, yeah, I spent $2,000 on Swigo 2. But hey, I'm sure that's where we're headed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for giving a damn, and throw any questions you have in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video.